Greetings, YouTube. As some of you may be aware, Palestinians are attempting to have the United Nations recognize themselves as a functioning country. The idea being that even though they don't have a specific territory with defined borders, if they could get themselves recognized as a nation, they would open up a lot of options for rights and privileges within the UN that they currently don't enjoy. Their attempts to negotiate with the Israelis, and of course the Israelis' attempt to negotiate with the Palestinians, have failed miserably for decades. So the Palestinians have decided, okay, maybe we can make an end run around this whole process, get ourselves declared a nation, and that would increase our bargaining chips at the table. Of course, there are many people in the world that are opposed to this, most of all Israel. And of course, Israel's ally, the US, which sort of sickens me. Because this is what the Israelis did back in the 40s. Went to the UN, petitioned, and had themselves recognized as a country. And so now the Palestinians are doing the same thing, and yet now the Israelis are like, oh, no, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. Well, here's the thing. I want Israel to continue to exist as a sovereign nation and to have security. But I also want the Palestinians to have the country of their own and social justice. I want the Palestinians to stop using terrorist tactics, and I want the Israelis to stop occupying Palestinian territory. Stop building settlements, evacuate the ones they've built, let the Palestinians have their territory. I think going back to 1967 borders would be a really good start. The Palestinians deserve a nation of their own. They are people, equal in value to the Israelis, or the Americans, or the Europeans, or anybody else. And the Israelis have the right to a sovereign nation free from terrorist attack. There are no good guys here. There are no bad guys here. There's a whole lot of animosity and hate and hurt and lifetimes of sorrow and sadness. And continuing the current process, which is going back to the negotiating table over and over and over again, which has failed miserably for decades, doesn't seem to be working. So maybe what the Palestinians are trying now, maybe that'll be what it takes to kick things into a direction that it will work. I'm not sure. But I do know that this tactic worked for the Israelis, so maybe it'll work for the Palestinians. I would just really like everybody to find a way to live in peace. And yes, that's a phenomenally tall order. I am aware.